Because, by the way, if you have odor blocking, the animals smell the odor blocking. And they're like, what the fuck?
Right, yes, yeah, that makes sense. Yeah.
What is that
What's covering
stinky,
that? Yeah.
fucking weird smell? There's no way. We smell so bad to
Yeah.
animals. There's no way. They smell us like we smell a skunk.
Yeah, that's so interesting.
Yeah,
isn't it?
you can smell a skunk that gets killed like 5 blocks away. That's how they smell us. They know we're in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't think that scent stuff does anything. I mean, maybe it blocks a little bit, so maybe it helps a little
Yeah.
bit. Maybe. I mean, you're looking for every little edge because you're essentially competing with the survival instincts of something that has existed in that form for 1,000 years, or excuse me, 1,000,000 years or more.
Right. You're walking into an environment you're supposed to lose in if you're hunting an animal.
Yeah. The only reason why you win is because you have a bow and arrow.
Right.
Or you have a rifle. And you know which way the wind's blowing.
Yes.
That's the big thing.
Yeah.
It's like if you get winded, if they smell you, it's over.
Yeah.
Like the whole thing is the wind has to be in your face. So if you're looking at the animal, the wind has to be coming in your direction. If the wind hits the back of your neck, it's over.
Really?
You feel it. You're like,
Yeah.
oh, shit.
Because
Like,
they'll
you
smell
feel-
you instantly.
Oh, 100. They're like, what the fuck this? And they're
Wow,
gone.
really?
Instantaneously.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's
100
so-
yards away, they just start running.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
What if the wind was going like perpendicular?
No, it has to go to them.
Okay.
Right? That's why they always
Yeah.
find themselves, they always bed down in a position where the wind is coming straight to them towards any threats.
Yeah.
And then the females will line up and look in the other way. So they'll look towards the way where the wind is going.
Yeah.
And then everyone will line out so the wind comes to them, and then some will look in the opposite direction.
Wow.
Yeah, and they try to keep their eyes open. But again, it's because they're dealing with cats.
It's a fascinating
Yeah.
sport, though. Yeah, it's just because it's so. I mean, it is so tactical, not just like the physicality of it and the wind and the environment, but just like the mental,
It's also
strategy.
bizarrely psychedelic in this weird way. When you're there, the world doesn't exist, and when you see these animals, you connect with them in some sort of a strange way, and you're trying to like almost not exist. You're trying to like give off nothing, which is what cats do when you see them creeping up on things. They're not like, oh, motherfucker.
Yeah, right. They're
like,
not growling. And,
They're
yeah.
like locked in.
Yeah.
It's locked in, almost like non-existent
Yeah.
until they go.
Yeah.
And then the whole thing is like,
Yeah.
I got to be able to move quicker than you can run away.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a cool
Weird.
sport. Yeah.
It's a weird, but it's whatever these animals are experiencing with each other is probably some form of telepathy as well. You know, how do they know, like, how do wolves know to work together? Is it just trial and error? Like, it seems like they have roles, that they've like predetermined roles. Like one of them will chase them down, the other one will be laying in wait. Like they do stuff together. They coordinate
Yeah.
in some strange way. Camouflage works. We know it works because
Yeah.
there's something about the way animals see. They essentially see movement and line detection. So to see the frame of a human being clearly, if you're wearing black and you're standing there and you're a bipedal thing, they're like, oh, fuck that. That's
Yeah,
a person.
yeah,
Let's get
out.
out of here. But if your lines are completely broken up by camouflage and you stand still, they don't see you. They see nonsense.
Yeah,
they
just
see the
nonsense.
woods.
Yeah.
They see, you blend in.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's why camouflage doesn't have to look like leaves and sticks. It can just look like patches of black and stripes and
Yeah.
tiger stripes.
Right. That makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It does. It does make sense. I mean, that's why animals in nature have that.
Yeah.
I was watching this thing where they were explaining what animals see versus what we see, why tigers would be so beautifully colored, because the animals don't see that color for whatever reason, but they do see the lines, and the lines completely blur in with the grass because animals see in black and white.
Right.
Or in a weird sort of shade of things.
Interesting. Yeah.
There's some animals, though, that are very, very difficult to hunt, and one of the reasons why is you don't hunt them when they're in the rut, like mule deer. Mule deer are the most clever and the most aware of all deer species because they're constantly being pursued by mountain lions.
Oh.
So they're always like, what the fuck
Yeah,
is
they're
that?
totally nervous.
They're like always on edge,
Yeah.
and they have an uncanny ability to get out of the way. they know something's there, and they're like, fuck this, and they just bounce out.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to sneak up on them when the wind's blowing. You got to like people take their shoes off to creep up on them.
So tactical.
Yeah, well, you have to be.
Yeah.
Because you have to, especially bow hunting.
Yeah.
So you have to get, ideally, you want to get within inside of 60 yards.
Yeah.
That's really what you want. Especially
Right.
a mule deer's not that big. An elk is a much larger target, but a mule deer is, a big one's like 300 pounds. You got to get pretty close. And they fucking know something's up.
Yeah.
They know something's up.
Yeah.
Sometimes you're staring at them and they're just like, what? They're just tuned in.
Yeah.